Welcome to Creative Spaces Podcast with Guy Zwick, Chief Creative Officer of Highway 85 Creative. In each episode, we will discuss creative ways to define your space and build your brand.
A few years ago, when I first met you, you had Best Western as a client, and you got involved in a project, because Best Western is also local out of Phoenix. They were a trade show customer of yours, but you got involved in a higher-end project, but you got involved in a way where you sort of rescued the day and you leveraged that. What you did for them, you really helped them out in a pinch, and after that, it was a huge vote of confidence, and so it led to more business. Can you talk to me a little bit about Best Western, the client, and that one project that you sort of really helped them out on, and what that's done to your relationship with them?
Yes, you're referring to Vibe, Best Western Vibe. Well, so we were handling their more corporate shows for them, specifically Kelly Mejia, who's the rep on that, and has a long relationship with them, and a trusted relationship too. But the challenge became, we had this special hotel for millennials that they wanted to launch, and they had been working on, called Vibe, and it came down in a short window. We got to build an exhibit quickly. We got to get it to this event, and our design team, that being Best Westerns, had been working with all these other vendors on samples, and so they just flooded us with what they wanted to do was create a mini vignette of both the room, the lobby experience, the loungy area, because all these new millennial places have much more of a loungy. You hang out down at the. They got a much more hipster vibe. Total hipster vibe. So it was like, okay, so all these their normal hotel vendors that supply beds and marble and all this stuff just came in quickly from all over the world and states and showed it up at our place. And when we had a piece of marble that was going to be for the bar that it required either 10 guys or a forklift to move. And it was like, I'm sorry, Best Western, but we cannot be shipping, the non-tempered glass and 3,000-pound pieces of marble.
Wow.
So it became like a challenge. At first was great, we can take this, and then it was like, okay, well, we've got to move sideways and quickly. How do we make all this stuff that is too bulky, too heavy, that might work for a permanent install that you're developing with all these other vendors, and put it into a trade show and get it there in less than a month? So that was the challenge. So the challenge was, one, design it as they designed it, change the materials so that they could be broke down, they could be put in crates, they were light enough to not have a giant drayage bill.
That's interesting. I didn't remember. I remember the headaches you were going through, but I don't remember exactly what you were doing.
Right.
Okay.
And even the flooring. So you have all this different types of flooring that showed up, and it was like, well, we can't lay real, it wasn't marble flooring, this special concrete flooring. I mean, this is a temporary thing. It's got to go down and up. We can't, so we had to, custom print vinyl flooring and sections to match it. And so it was this group effort, a small team just rallying around it and turning this thing in so that when it showed up at the show, it looked like the renderings, it looked like all the marketing and the launch and everything, all the pieces they had put together. They show up at the show and it doesn't look like exactly what they wanted.
So in the end, they were happy. But here's one. I got to point something else out though. This is a brand new concept for them.
Yes.
And so you had brand ambassadors, designers, very anal retentive people who are stewards of this brand new initiative. So if the vinyl flooring didn't look real, it wasn't going to fly. So it wasn't like you just winged it. You had people looking down your necks, making sure things were just so.
Yes.
So you basically took.
Yes.
You found a way.
Well, here's a funny one.
This thing.
Even the bathroom, the shower, which is just, it's all glass,
right?
And it's there's no, it's like there's nothing to attach it to. I mean, the way they've designed it, and yeah, when you put it this like really tall 9-foot pieces of glass, all faceted and sitting there cool in this bathroom. Well, you're at a trade show. There's no ceiling. There's no there's nothing to attach to the ground. You're not going to fire things into the concrete to support it. So we had to create something, and then we had to make it out of plexiglass because it had to be lighter, but it still had to look good. So yeah, we recreated all that stuff, and it turned out to be a great event for them. The booth looked amazing, the hotel looked amazing, and then they would a year later want to launch another project, Glow. Give us a little bit more time, but they knew the hiccup, so they didn't send us anything that wasn't
right.
We just built everything from scratch for the second project.
But the Glow thing, well,
it's very similar.
But you got the Glow project, this really another marquee hotel initiative for Best Western, because of the magic you put into on the Glow side, on the Vibe side.
Yeah. Yes,
And so Best Western remains one of your main big marquee and very happy clients today, correct?
Yes, and we have a traveling husband and wife team that take care of their every need.
Kelly and Joe,
the magical team.
Are there any Vibe or Glow shows coming up for them, or?
Currently, the Vibe booth is actually, we installed portions of it in their headquarters.
Okay.
So
nice.
The exhibit actually ended up in the headquarters now
as a showpiece.
In
their lobby, or is there somewhere?
I think they're still franchising those things out too.
Okay.
In the end, so I think it's more for franchisees, potential franchisees.
Oh, to look at what they can. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. There's the Best Western story. But no, not to be facetious. I was working with you closely on some different projects, and so when that went down, I always wondered what the big headache was. But now I get it. It was taking thousands upon thousands of pounds of marble from Italy and just making it look good, but you can actually ship it.
Everything that showed up was like, whoa.
Well, so from challenge to victory and victories, Best Western, right?
Yeah. And they brought their own team in to do a time-lapse filming of us, pre-staging that before it shipped out.
Right.
So their designers and everybody could come through, walk through, look at the pillows,
that's still on your
look at the
Facebook
bedding.
page, right? That
video?
video?
It's still there. So yeah, you could check out like a quick build of it.
That's cool.
Not so much the construction of it, but the pre-staging of it all.
I'll include that in our write-up.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Creative Spaces Podcast. For more information about Highway 85 Creative, visit us at highway85creative.com.